Yes, Andrew, and he is on his sort and tries his best all the time. His last few runs have been over 1,000, which is slightly on the short side. So on Saturday's race, 1160 would be much better suited to him. So he should run a better race.
And the stable started 2020 on a good note.
That's right, man, Andrew.
Well, with the lawnmower fading into the distance, I'm going to give the first race a miss because you haven't ridden this horse, and I think it would be unfair to ask you. But MILFORD Sound is a filly that looked a winner in the last start, and today it looks like she's got the right credentials.
Yeah, I haven't ridden in a race, but she has shown good work at home. Obviously, last start a very good run. In the long straight, she sort of hit the open early and looked to win her right up the straight and just nabbed at the line. As I said, her work has been good, and from a nice gate, she'll certainly be competitive and will appreciate the mile as she did last time. Obviously, it's not the weakest of maidens. There is some competition in the race, but I'm pretty hopeful that she can hold her own.
All right, well, the year seems to have got off to a pretty decent start, despite all the mitigating factors. But with Theravada being out, Top Rank seems to have gained his confidence. There haven't been any fireworks from that form line, but his previous race, where he was placed, there are a couple of winners, so that gives a lot of hope, I think.
Yeah, and I think he's a little bit of an in and out horse. He does suffer with back problems, and it's he's quite difficult to keep sound. He's temperamental, but I think in a race, he's a very honest boy, but he always plays up. Yeah, I would say my big reservation, on ability, he's definitely good enough to contest it. Well drawn, which is a big plus. But I'm still a little bit unsure of the horse's true fitness. With such a horrible muddling month nearly now that we've had. With the rain and the holidays. I don't think I'm alone. I think a lot of trainers are sort of scratching their heads after one or two horses. So I think we need to establish proper routine again, and then we can start fancying these horses. So, all I can say, he's as fit as we can get him. I don't hope that's fit enough, but he could be better.
He's not a baby anymore, but there's something that I really like about this horse. He had two very close races behind him, but he's won 3 on the bounce last season, so he's not short of ability, and it doesn't look like he's lost it.
That's right. These old guys, when they hit form, they reproduce their previous good form. So he's going to change this now, and he's improving, definitely.
Worth putting into trifectas and quartets at a big price?
Definitely worth putting in.
Okay, fantastic. Well, you won't have to wait around too long, because from the 3rd you go to the 4th, where you've got the 3 representatives, all of Emily and Secret Potion and Sunshine Silk. 2 of them are high-class performers, and the other filly's honest.
Yeah, absolutely. But the same boat. Here we sit with... we've done as much as we can, and I must say they are working well. If I had to take it on how they're working, I'd say Secret Potion's going the best. She really does look... She looks the picture, and she looks like she's working very well. But a race is a race, Track work, you only probably get to 2/3 of the intensity of a race, and it's that last 400 that counts. So I'm going to say that while they're high class, they'll be competitive, but we did manage to get these fillies onto the grass, about 10 days ago, but it wasn't comprehensive. It was just a workout, really. Look, they're pretty fit, and like I say, they're as fit as we can get them. I just think probably our muscle enzymes are a little bit high, sitting a little high still, so we need to establish a routine and get the horses back into a proper pattern of racing. I hate to be negative, but I'm going into the races tomorrow with a very open mind and thinking they're probably going to need the run to come.
Back to Team de Kock in race 5, first leg of the jackpot, Stage Dance.
Stage Dance ran a good race with me last time. I thought the start before she loomed up very well and just got a bit tired. She's a big striding filly, and from a nice gate, at least she'll be able to use her action. However, in saying that, it's a pretty strong field. It's no easy task, but her last run was good enough to show that she can hold her own. I think Mr. Species horses, who beat her last time, has run a lot of good races, so I'm just hoping that she can produce on the day. Yeah, ALIBI GUY is obviously an unbeaten individual, a very nice horse, but does drop in trip from where he's ever ran. Obviously it is short and he's got a wide gate to negotiate, so I just hope to see him running on.
Mr. Terry's obviously headed for Cape Town, so he's entrusted your hands to return flight, which I'm sure you're very pleased about.
Yeah, I'm certainly pleased to be riding her. Obviously, her runs of late haven't been quite to, I think, her best potential, but she should enjoy the trip. She's got a horse like Almutawakel in the race who does make things very tough, being a really good horse. But I'm just hoping she can bounce back to some of her better form.
Yeah, she's an honest sort. We tried over the 1160 last time, didn't work. She is a 1,000-meter horse and definite place chance.
Yeah, he's been a tricky horse because I think he does have some sort of potential, but he sort of needs a lot of things to go his way. So obviously couldn't put my head on the block for him that he will produce on the day. But if he does, he's the type of horse that if he does get a good run in transit and sort of finds a good rhythm in a race and gets the right gaps, he could be finishing off well. His form is a bit up and down, but he's certainly a capable horse.
Bottom weight this time, he's improved a bit with the blinkers. He could also be the bottom end of the quartet.
And Informative, you've always had a high regard for. What can we expect on Saturday?
Yeah, look, he's dropped a division a little bit and against weaker horses, so you have to include him. Draw one, not ideal on the stand side track, but if he overcomes that, he'll run a good race.
They are dubbing the Lormerans Queen's Plate as the race of the season, over a mile, a grade 1 weight for age. The stage is set. We assume that you'll probably be riding Socrat, and you've been down there. The big boy Hawam takes on the likes of Rainbow Bridge, Do It Again, Vardy. I mean, it's a script from heaven. What's your gut feel?
Look, obviously, as you said, it's really magnificent to get such a strong Group 1 race in South Africa, and I'm very excited to see Socrat and Hawam finally meet. I've had the fortune of sitting on both and doing a lot of work on both. Obviously, Hawam is a very good horse, but nevertheless, neither is Socrat. Socrat doesn't really show as much in the morning as Hawam, but over a mile, which is probably Socrat's ideal trip, he's going to be very competitive, and I'm very happy with the way he's going. And if I had to go on my gut, I'd back myself, but obviously it's a really tricky race.